안녕하세요, this is it's your boy Kevin again, and we're back with the 5th installment of Learn Korean with BTS and Kevin. So let's jump right into it. So the 5th chapter is
한강공원에서 라면을 먹어요.
at Hangang River, eat ramen. We will learn about 음식, which is food,
음식.
and then 2 expressions.
한강공원
한강공원에서 라면을 먹어요.
한강공원에서 라면을 먹어요.
We eat instant noodles in Hangang Park. 젓가락은 저기 있습니다.
젓가락은 저기 있습니다.
Chopsticks are over there. And then lastly, we will learn about 한강공원.
한강공원.
So let's get into it. So first off, once again, we would have our vocabulary. So first, what did BTS members prepare? So let's scan here.
거창에 무슨 김치가 유명한가요?
거창에는 이제 김치에 굴을 넣습니다.
물김치
경상도에는 뭐 어떻게 하나요?
저희 어머니 김치가 제일 유명한데요.
충청도에서는 김치를 짐치라고 부릅니다.
경기도는 배추김치.
스타일이 총각김치라고 하죠.
그런 김치가 있나요?
깨잎김치 있지. 그
아니 근데 우엉김치는 뭐야? 우엉을 넣어?
So in that video, they kept talking about one type of food listed down here. First, we have gimbap,
김밥.
which is basically like the Korean style sushi. So there's nori on the outside, rice on the inside, and then you stuff it with all sorts of ingredients such as chamchi, which is tuna. There's like bulgogi, which is like beef. And you can literally stick in anything like cucumbers, blah, 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 you know, vegetables.
Be a healthy best.
It's a easy snack or food that you can take out and take to different places, such as the park. Second item we have here is
김치.
kimchi, which is kimchi, fermented cabbage in like gochujang and all these red sauces that make it super spicy.
I love spicy, so
And then there's also some kimchis that are not spicy, just in case you don't like spicy or can't handle heat. And then lastly, we have sandwichi,
샌드위치.
which is sandwich. Which item were they talking about in the video? That's right, kimchi. That's the Run BTS. I think they made their own kimchis in that one. Heading on down here. Listen and write down what you heard. A whole list of food. So if you're hungry, yikes. First, we have
밥.
pap, which is rice, but you can also use it interchangeably as meal. And then over here we have
라면.
ramen, noodles. I don't know how to explain food. You just eat food. Here we have
불고기.
bulgogi, which is beef. And then over here,
비빔밥.
bibimbap, a food dish where you have rice on the bottom and then all sorts of ingredients on top. So usually there's like vegetables as well as like a meat like bulgogi, and then you add in gochujang, and then usually there's an egg on top, and then you just mix it all together. So bibim means you mix it, and then bap, rice. So you mix together all the ingredients and you get bibimbap. And then over here we have
떡볶이.
tteokbokki, which is rice cakes. Super delicious. Over here we have bang,
빵.
bang. I don't know. Bang. This is bread.
빵입니다.
햄버거.
Hamburger.
사이다.
Saida. Or I love Sprite.
I love hamburger and Sprite.
So cider, Sprite, they're interchangeable, I want to say, but Sprite is like a, brand name. So, and then over here we have
콜라.
cola. So Coca-Cola, cola,
커피.
coffee, which is coffee. And that is all the food vocabulary. You made it through the food vocabulary. Are you hungry? Because I am.
I'm pig. Oink oink.
On this right side, we have the episode. Laura and Bella decided to take a walk in Hangang Park, eat instant noodles, and try other Korean foods. They bought instant noodles and triangular gimbap at the convenience store nearby. Ramen, we have gimbap over there, cola and cider and bang, her bag, her bag. In the background, you can see Seoul Tower. This is Hangang Park, where you can
Do bicycles.
ride bicycles, not do bicycles. Okay, you can have a picnic. You can walk, run along the river. Super relaxing, super nice. Definitely check out Hangang Park.
I can't understand.
사랑해주세요. Please love. So that's the episode. So heading into expression 1.
진짜 귀여워.
한강공원에서 무엇을 해요?
Bora's like, 한강공원에서 무엇을 해요? What will you do at Hangang Park? So 한강공원. So 공원 means park. 에서 is like a location particle thing. And then 무엇, which is what, as we learned from the last chapter or the previous chapters, one of those. And then 해요 is do. So what will you do at Hangang Park?
자전거를 타요. 그리고 라면을 먹어요.
Isabel's like, 자전거를 타요. I will ride a bicycle. So 타요 means ride, and then 자전거 is bicycle. 그리고 라면을 먹어요. And I will eat ramen.
맛있지?
So check the key expression.
에서.
에서. So that's pointing out a certain location where an activity is taking place. Bora used it over here. She asked, what is Isabel doing at 한강공원, Hangang Park? The pattern is blank location, 에서, blank object, or 를, blank verb, 아요 or 어요. Here are the examples that are given. So the first one is 식당에서. So 식당 is restaurant. So at the restaurant, 에릭은 식당에서 밥을 먹어요.
에릭은 식당에서 밥을 먹어요.
Eric will eat a meal at a restaurant.
Eric has a meal at a restaurant.
Exactly.
And then secondly, we have 편의점. 편의점에서. So we have 편의점에서. So 편의점 is convenience store. 저는 편의점에서 빵을 사요.
편의점에서 빵을 사요.
I bought bread at the convenience store.
먹기도.
Third, we have
카페에서.
카페에서. So at a cafe. 이자벨은 카페에서 커피를 마셔요.
이자벨은 카페에서 커피를 마셔요.
Isabel drinks coffee at a cafe. And then lastly, 공원에서. So at a park. So 마르코는
공원에서
Oh my gosh.
마르코는 공원에서 산책을 해요.
마르코는 공원에서 산책을 해요.
So 산책 means take a walk. Marco takes a walk at the park. And then what do we have here? blank에 있어요, 없어요. 저는 마트에 있어요. So this is from chapter 3. Chapter 4, we have 에 가다 or 오다. So 저는 마트에 가요. I go to the market. What we learned in chapter 5 is blank에서 a verb 아요, 어요. So 저는 마트에서 쇼핑해요. In chapter 3, we learned how to say we are existent at a place. Chapter 4, we learned about going or coming to a place. And then lastly, we are learning how to describe an action at a place. So that's what they cover in this bottom section.
Wow! Yeah, so fun! Next. Okay, next question.
Lastly, the vocabulary.
공원,
공원, which is park,
산책,
and 산책, which is walk. Bam! Expression 2 already. So read aloud the key expression. So they're at a convenience store and they're buying the food. So she puts down all her food and Bora's like,
얼마예요?
얼마예요? Which means, how much is it?
Hey,
Oh,
how
yeah.
much is this?
When you want to ask for a price, 얼마예요? The worker is like,
5,300원입니다.
5,300원입니다. So 5,300 won.
젓가락은 저기 있습니다.
젓가락은 저기 있습니다. Chopsticks are over there. So this 입니다 and 있습니다 is more
polite.
ending instead of just saying
Yos and stuff like that.
as stated in this expression 2. So expression 2 is 씁니다. We want to use it when we want to be formal. You know,
Be something polite.
so we want to express something politely in a formal situation, such as self-introduction, presentations, blah, 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 blah. And also talking to people when you first meet them. If a verb ends with a consonant, 씁니다 is attached. If it ends with a vowel or the 르, comes after it.
Interrogation case. I don't know what that means.
Interrogation rooms? I don't know.
씁니다 is attached to the verb. For blank, we use blank입니다. 입니까? Let's just jump into the examples. So we have 있다, which is to exist. And then we have the formal ending, 씁니다. Since it ends in a consonant, we just add in 씁니다. So 있습니다. 여기 콘서트표가 있습니다.
여기 콘서트표가 있습니다.
The concert ticket is over here. Secondly, we have 보다, which is to watch or to see. So since 보 ends in a vowel, we want to use 봅니다.
봅니다.
봅니다. 자말은 타로라 방탄을 봅니다.
자말은 달려라 방탄을 봅니다.
Jamal is watching Run BTS. Third one is a special case. So since it ends in the 르, we want to use bnika or bnida. So nika makes it into a question.
Oh, that's interrogation case. Nika.
I love your sexy brain.
So over here we have 만들다, which is to make. And then since it has the special L ending, we are using bnida or bnika. 소피아는 한국 음식을 만드니까
소피아는 한국 음식을 만듭니까?
is Sophia making Korean food? And lastly, we have noun, 이다. You just replace it with 입니다 after the noun. So we have 저는 보라입니다.
저는 보라입니다.
I am Bora. So overall, there is 씁니다 or just bnida. Or if you want to ask a question, you replace nida with nika. And then lastly, over here, we have a verb, 씁니다, to conjugate not only action verbs, but also verbs. 빵이 맛있습니다.
빵이 맛있습니다.
The bread is delicious.
이거 빵 맛있겠는데 이거?
And then over here, we have
옷이 예쁩니다.
옷이 예쁩니다. The clothes are beautiful or pretty. And then we'll cover the regular verbs in chapter 6. So stay tuned for that. And lastly, the vocabulary introduced here is
맛있다.
맛있다, which is delicious,
예쁘다.
and 예쁘다, which is pretty or beautiful.
Oh, hey, you pretty, yeah.
Moving on to dialogue. Listen and read after the below dialogue. So let's go through it line by line.
한강공원에서 무엇을 해요?
한강공원에서 무엇을 해요? At Hangang Park, what will we do?
자전거를 타요. 그리고 라면을 먹어요.
자전거를 타요. 그리고 라면을 먹어요. Ride bicycles and eat ramen.
I love noodle.
Oh, noodle.
Noodle.
What kind? What kind? What kind?
got noodles in Korea
Korean noodle. 한국의 없는
outside.
음식이요.
So after they finish riding the bikes,
우리 같이 편의점에 가요.
우리 같이 편의점에 가요. 우리 means us, 같이 together. 편의점에 convenience store, 가요, go. So we should go to the convenience store together.
좋아요. 편의점에서 라면하고 삼각김밥을 사요.
좋아요. Good. Great. Awesome. All right.
Yeah, nice, good.
편의점에서 라면하고 삼각김밥을 사요. So 편의점에서, so at the convenience store, 라면하고 삼각김밥, ramen and triangular kimbap을 사요. Buy. All right. At the convenience store, let's buy ramen and triangular kimbap. So they go into the convenience store and buy the food.
얼마예요?
얼마예요? So how much is it?
How much is this?
5,300원입니다.
5,300원입니다. It is 5,300 won.
젓가락은 저기 있습니다.
젓가락은 저기 있습니다. Chopsticks are over there. So let's cover the long list of vocabulary they have on this page.
한강공원,
한강공원, which is Hangang Park.
자전거,
자전거, which is bicycle.
그리고
and
같이,
together.
좋다,
좋다, which is good, all right, that kind of vibe, you know?
You know? Wow.
삼각김밥,
삼각김밥. So 삼각 is
Triangular.
and kimbap is the type of food.
얼마예요?
얼마예요, which is how much is it? And then lastly we have won, which is the Korean currency.
Money?
Moving on to pronunciation. Listen and mark the correct pronunciation.
두부,
두부. It's the first one. 두부. The second one says boo-boo.
Boo boo.
소개,
소개. It's the first one. 소개. And this one's 조개. Third one.
자주,
자주. 자주. Last one.
고기,
고기. 고기. Which is meat. And this one says 보기. Over here, listen and read aloud.
시장에서 뭐 사요?
시장에서 뭐 사요? At the market, what will you buy?
두부하고 과일을 사요.
두부하고 과일을 사요. 두부 is tofu or bean curd.
Whatever that means.
하고 is and. 과일, which is fruits, 을 사요. Tofu and fruits I will buy.
저기요, 사과하고 배가 어디에 있어요?
저기요, 사과하고 배가 어디에 있어요? 저기요 means like a excuse me when you're like asking for someone's attention. 사과, so apple, 하고, and 배, pear가 어디에 있어요? Where is the apple and pear?
저기 있습니다.
저기 있습니다. It's over there. It's right there. That is the dialogue. And then lastly, the vocabulary.
두부,
두부, which is tofu.
저기요,
저기요, which is like, excuse me.
Excuse me.
사과,
사과, apple.
배,
배, pear. Heading into 연습, exercise. So for the first expression, we have 에서. So make the right answer as shown in the example. 편의점에 or 편의점에서 김밥을 싸요. Remember that 에서 is describing a location where action is taking place. So first off, we have 저는 호텔에 or 호텔에서 자요. At the hotel, I sleep.
So we just sleep? Just sleep.
We just sleep.
So which one is it? Are we going to use just 에 or 에서? 에서. Because we are describing the action of sleeping at the hotel. Secondly, we have 정류장에 or 정류장에서 버스가 없어요. So 정류장 means bus stop, and then bus가 없어요. At the bus stop, there is no bus. So which one will we use? So for this one, we just use 에 because there's not really an action happening. We're just stating, oh, there is no bus there. So over here we have Nicole, Nicol이 우체국, which is post office, and then 편지, which is letter, 보내요, which is to send. Nicole sends a letter at the post office. So which one are we going to use, 에 or 에서? That's right, we use 에서 because we are describing the action of sending a letter at a location. And lastly, we have vocabulary down here.
자다,
자다, which is to sleep.
Just sleep.
Just sleep.
정류장,
정류장, which is bus stop.
버스,
버스, which is bus.
우체국,
우체국, which is post office.
편지,
편지, which is letter.
보내다.
And 보내다, which is to send.
Great.
Moving on to expression 2 exercise, we have verb 씁니다, composed as shown in the example. So we have 타요, and then over here we have 타다, and then 탑니다. So it's changing from the 요 ending to the 다 to the 씁니다 endings. So firstly we have 읽어요, which is to read, and then 읽다. Formulate this into the 씁니다 ending. We want to check if it ends in a consonant or a vowel. So since this one ends in a consonant, we will use 씁니다. 읽습니다. 읽습니다.
I'm not sure how to say this properly, but
읽습니다. Secondly, we have 하긴 해요. And then we have 하긴 하다. Since this one ends in ha, and ha has a vowel, so you add the B under ha, and then 니다. 확인합니다. So to confirm, 확인합니다. Third, they gave us 2 blanks this time. So this one says it ends in a 를. The main verb is 놀다. So since this one has the O vowel, we are gonna use 아요. So 놀아요 to make it into a 씁니다 ending. So we want to replace the 를 with the B. So 니다, 놉니다. So that completes the first example in this section. Okay. The guide is taking people around. Change as shown in the example. 여러분, 오늘 어디에 가요? She is like the leader, the guide. We want to be more formal. So instead of saying 가요, we want to say 갑니까? That leads us into the first example.
You are going to 인사동 with me.
저와 같이 인사동에 가요. So we want to end this in a more formal way. 갑니다. So 저와 같이 인사동에 갑니다. So together with me, we will go to 인사동, which is one of the tourist locations in Korea. And then over here we have 인사동에서 무엇을 해요? So replacing this ending with the 니다 endings. So 해요 becomes to 하다, and then 하, since it ends in a vowel, we want to add in the b니다. 합니다. Or this is a question. 합니까? So 인사동에서 무엇을 합니까? At 인사동, what will we do? So lastly, we have 한복과 기념품을 구경해요.
oh my gosh, this is hard to say.
We will buy hanboks and souvenirs.
한복 is a traditional Korean clothing. 기념품 means souvenir. And then 구경해요 means to look around.
한복과 기념품을.
So the regular verb form is 구경하다. Since 하 ends in a vowel, we want to add in b니다. 한복과 기념품을 구경합니다.
This one was a toughie.
I don't.
And then over here we have
와 means either and or with, and it is used in the written style. 하고 means either and or with, and it is used in the colloquial style.
So over here, they go over that 과 and 와 is the same thing as 하고. So it means and or with kind of thing. So first we have
보라와 대는 쇼핑을 합니다.
보라와 대는 쇼핑을 합니다. So that's the same thing as
보라하고 대는 쇼핑을 해요.
보라하고 대는 쇼핑을 해요. So they're both the same meaning, but for 과 and 와, it's more for writing it down. So instead of writing 하고, you would write 와 or 과. And then the second sentence we have is
Bora is shopping with Dan.
보라는 댄과 쇼핑을 합니다.
보라는 댄과 쇼핑을 합니다.
And then over here we have
보라는 댄하고 쇼핑을 해요.
보라는 댄하고 쇼핑을 해요. Bora is shopping with Dan, part 2. So the right side is for speaking and the left side is for writing it down. And then lastly we have vocabulary.
하긴 하다.
하긴 하다, which is to confirm.
놀다.
놀다, which is to play.
인사동.
인사동, which is a location in Korea.
한복.
한복, which is Korean traditional clothing.
쇼핑.
And shopping, which is shopping.
Shopping. Woo!
That leads us into dialogue.
favorite part?
So let's listen and fill in the blank after watching the video.
지금 젓가락질을 못하는 이유가 있어요. 배고프니까. 아니요. 방금 집에서 턱걸이를 10개 하고 나왔더니 팔이 후들거리네요. 오.
Goddamn. Korean so fast. So first we have 지금 젓가락. Oh my god. 젓가락질은 못 하는 이유가 있어요. So for this one, we just put in 에서, 집에서. So at home, something's happening. I don't know what this means.
I'm very good at using chopsticks, but it doesn't go over very well now because you're hungry. Nope. Because I just did 10 pull-ups at home and my arms are trembling.
Exactly.
뭔지 모르겠지만 일단 보자.
First, we have
방금,
방금, which is just recently. Just.
턱걸이,
턱걸이,
pull-up,
pull up.
팔,
팔, which means arms. And then we have blank 개. Blank, you would stick in a number, and then 개 means like,
measurement unit for things.
it's like a counter. Yeah. And then we have 후들거리다,
후들거리다.
to tremble. That was a heavy first dialogue. Let's head into the second one.
같이 걸려. 주세요. 주등산 같이 갑니다. 주가가니 주등산.
Spin the board.
도려 means spin. 주세요. Please give us a spin.
Let's climb the mountain to see the sunrise.
등산. 산 means mountain. So 등산, I want to say, is hiking. And then 일출, early morning or something like that.
We've got to go together.
같이 blank.
주등산 같이 갑니다.
Did you catch it? So over here we have 갑니다. 같이 갑니다. Let's go together.
Suga, you coming? Climb at sunrise.
슈가, 가니. So 가 means to come. 슈가, are you coming? So that's the end of listening. Wow. Continuing on with the vocabulary.
일출,
일출,
sunrise, 등산,
등산.
climbing.
일출, 등산. So sunrise climbing. Alright, let's head into writing. So read the below text and compose a comment using the grammar herein.
Hearing? Hearing? I don't know.
So first off, 방송 안내.
방송,
방송 means broadcasting and
안내,
안내 means notice. So broadcasting notice. 오늘 텔레비전에 방탄소년단이 나옵니다. 나오다, to appear. Today, on the television, BTS will appear. Continuing on with the vocabulary we have here.
잠시 후,
잠시 후, soon. So 잠시 후, after a while. So 잠시 means to wait and 후 means like time. So after a while,
시작하다,
시작하다, to begin. 잠시 후에 시작합니다. We will start after a while. So over here, we are replying to 해솔. So 해솔 씨, 정말. So 정말 means like really, emphasizing something. We want to say 감사하다 with the 습니다 ending. And since this one ends in 하다, we want to replace the 하 and attach the B sound to it. So 감사합니다. 해솔 씨, 정말 감사합니다. So 해솔, really, thank you. Thank you a lot. Thank you very much. English.
Study English hard.
English, yeah.
And then 저는 지금 텔레비전을 켭니다. 켜다 means to turn on, so 켭니다. So with that 습니다 ending, 켭니다. 저는 지금 텔레비전을 켭니다. I, right now, am turning on the television.
저는 지금 텔레비전을 켭니다.
보라 합니다. So 보라 해요, but with the 합니다 ending.
보라 합니다.
And that concludes the writing part.
Wow. Yeah, very very fun, you know.
Heading into culture.
Oh, namjuning.
Namjuning at 한강공원, Hangang Park is always the vibe. Look at the sunset. Look at... So Hangang Park is a regular haunt for RM who loves riding bicycles. So they have dedicated bicycle lanes down there, so it's super safe, super easy to afford. There's a public transportation system where you can rent out bikes for like, I want to say $1,000 for like a couple hours or so, Or you could even rent the bike for an entire day for like, I don't know, $5 or $3 or something like that. Over here, you can do picnics, you can take pictures. They also had outdoor performances in the park. So Hangang is like a river that runs through Seoul. So everyone knows Hangang. Technically, gang means river. And then Han is the name of the river. So you're technically saying Han River Park. Fun fact, Gangnam means, Nam is like a direction. So I want to say it's south because it says river south. The river serves as the primary source of city's drinking water. Did not know that. Basically, you can just chill there and have a great time. Order some chicken and beer, 맥주, as they like to say, chimek, which is chicken, and 맥주, which is beer. Perfect combo. And also ramen at Hangang Park. Wow. So why don't you enjoy the view while eating Korean fried chicken and listening to BTS music in Hangang Park?
한강공원 아니야? 남의 생각하지 않아요, 한강?
Okay, I don't know what he says, but at the first sentence is, isn't this Hangang Park? And then over here we have Korea and BTS. So Jungkook's playing guitar over here. V's, taking a selfie. What is Jimin doing? I don't know. He's doing something. RM, of course, reading a book. Suga's eating a sandwich over here, sandwichy. Jin also chilling over there. Hobi taking a picture. That concludes chapter 5.
I love you, Army.
I love you, Army. And now let's jump into the review. So heading into the vocabulary that we learned in this chapter. Keep in mind we took out the food in the front because way too little space. Oh my gosh. We have 공원, which is park, 산책, walk, 마시다, delicious, 예쁘다, pretty, 한강공원, 한강 Park, 자전거, bicycle, 그리고 and also 같이, together with, 좋다, to be good, 삼각김밥, triangular kimbap. 얼마예요? How much is this? Won, the Korean currency. 두부, which is tofu. 저기요, which is excuse me. 사과, apple. 배, pear. 자다, to sleep. 정류장, bus stop. 버스, bus. 우체국, post office. 편지, letter. 보내다, to send. 확인하다, to confirm. 놀다, to play. 정말? Really? 인사동, which is a location in Korea. 한복, which is Korean traditional clothing. shopping. 방금, just, like recently. And then 턱걸이, pull up. 팔, which is arms. 개, which is thing or counter. 후들거리다, to tremble. 일출, sunrise. 등산, which is climbing. 방송, which is broadcast. 안에, notice. 나오다, to appear. 잠시 후, after a while. 시작하다, to start. And 켜다, to turn on. We have two expressions that we learned in chapter 5. So firstly, we have location, 에서. So this is to describe a location where action is taking place. And then secondly, if we want to say something formally or politely, we want to use the 있습니다 ending. And that is the entire review of chapter 5. And then we have Hobi over here. 보라해. And that concludes chapter 5. 한강공원에서 라면을 먹어요. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button down below, and hit the bell if you want to be notified of my videos. Come back next week Friday for chapter 6. And I'll see you then. Shoot!
하나, 둘, 셋, 파이팅!